Well, howdy, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we're having a second cup of coffee conversation with Ronnie Wilson, Hopkins County Master Gardener.
Yes, sir.
And you say busy time for you.
Oh, yes.
I mean, for all gardeners.
Everything's up and growing.
Oh, is it?
Needs mowing,
Yeah.
needs tending to, weeds got to be pulled. All that stuff's coming due right now.
Yeah. I mowed one day, and I thought, oh, it looks so nice, and like 2 days later, it's all right. Well, it's grown up again.
That's right.
Yeah. So Ronnie has provided us with some excellent notes, as he always does, and this is kind of a mixed bag of stuff. I had a question for Ronnie off mic, off camera recently about potting mix versus just fill dirt.
Mm-hmm.
What's the term that they use for if you're
Soil.
Soil, all right, fine, that you get in a bag, and in particular for potted plants. We grow the sweet potato vine in it in the summertime. But your recommendation is what for
Potting mix.
Uh-huh.
Potting mix if you're growing things in a container. And maybe add a couple of handfuls of compost, mix it in. But the potting mix is light and fluffy, and it gives your plant's roots easy access to the nutrients in the soil. They have
Mm-hmm.
room to move. You put soil from your yard into a container, it's going to compact and get hard and makes it tough for the roots.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you can buy just regular soil also in the garden center in bags, but you recommend
Yes.
the potting mix. But I was surprised you said, again, off camera, off mic, that the potting mix does not have fertilizer
Some
mixed into it.
does, but if you look closely at the bag, you'll see it's like 0.0 something percent. It's very minimal.
Mhm.
That's why I said add a handful or two of compost
Yeah.
to give it a more punch.
Well, should you add some fertilizer as well?
After the plant's established,
I see.
depending on how often you fertilize, every couple of weeks with a mild water-soluble fertilizer.
So for anything growing in a pot, you recommend the potting mix,
Yes.
which should come as no surprise.
Yes.
Really. Only to me does that come as a surprise. So another set of notes here on deadheading spent flowers. We have some knockout roses, and I do find that works very well.
Yes, it
Well,
does.
so explain deadheading first of all.
Deadheading is the process where you remove the old flowers. Once they start looking wilted and discolored, cut roses especially. You want to cut the dead flower back to the stem, and it's probably best if you look for a 5-leaf stem, then cut it just above those 5 leaves.
A 5-leaf stem.
Mm-hmm. On the main stem, you'll have smaller branches,
Uh-huh.
but look for a branch that has 5 leaves, and you make the cut right above those 5 leaves.
Now you say cut. Can you pull them off with roses?
I
or
use little clippers.
Do you think the clippers is
Yeah.
better?
If they're clean. You want clean, sharp. You don't want to tear the
Uh-huh.
stem and damage it. Cut it quick and clean.
Okay. Do you have on a rose bush? Is it necessary to take every spent flower
No.
off that bush?
No. The spent flowers will continue to draw nutrients, and eventually the plant will start making seeds,
Mhm.
which for roses, I'm not sure you want that. So if you cut the dead flowers off, the rose spends its energy growing more flowers and more blooms.
What percentage of the spent blossoms would you say you should cut?
Till you get tired. That's what I do.
But not all of them.
Well, you can.
But it's not necessary to do all
Right,
of them.
right.
Okay.
If you have a huge bush, you'll be out there quite a while.
Right. That is. You're right. That's a big job if you're going to get them all. Okay. So we are going to run short of time if we're not careful here. Things to do in May. We still are in prime time for fertilizing.
Yes, your lawns once a month, April, May, June. Skip July, August.
Once
and
a month.
Yes. And with all the rains that we've had recently, this week would probably be a good time to
Right.
do it.
Yeah, you were mentioning also weeding. This is a great time once the rain stops
Yes.
to get out and do some.
Yeah. Well, put on your mud boots and
Well-
your hip pants. So just go.
I did that over
Yeah.
the weekend, and yeah, when the ground is soft, it's a lot
Yes,
easier.
They come up really easy. Even Bermuda is easier to pull.
Yeah. And we get hung up on the numbers of the fertilizer, but the general fertilizer that you recommend
Yes,
for
is a 3-1-2 ratio. Sometimes 4-1-2. A 2100 will give your lawn, your grass, a quick boost, but it doesn't have any nutrients for anything else the grass needs. So 3-1-2 for me I found to be quite useful and pretty much universal.
3-1-2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Well, so we're just about out of time, but there's still time to put in some vegetables.
Oh yes, you can plant peas, okra, and peppers, and then there's still a lot of heat-loving flowers that you can put in. Zinnias, celosia, sunflowers, daisies, lantana, salvia, all
Salvia.
those summer-loving plants.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good luck with salvia.
You bet.
I must say, sunflowers I've had a hard time getting to grow. For
Once
some
you
reason.
get a few growing, they reseed and grow.
I'll
like
bet they
crazy.
do. They should.
They're turning into a weed in one of my gardens.
Right. Well, I can imagine that too. We're out of time, but it's always great
It is.
talking with you about all things gardening. Ronnie Wilson, our Hopkins County Master Gardener, among a number of them, and we visit with him from time to time. So thanks, Ronnie. And I'm John Mark Dempsey. This is KSST.